In anticipation of Season 2, a preview episode of Shadow and Bone has been made available. What does Netflix have in store when it concerns Shadow and Bone Season 2? Well, the teaser trailer was released by Netflix during its Tudum fan event, where the company also revealed many other details about its upcoming programming. The 54-second clip features a number of action sequences from the fantasy program, albeit with minimal narration. Here is everything we know so far. Well, is Shadow and Bone Season 2 officially confirmed? Yes, with 8 episodes, Netflix ordered a second season of Shadow and Bone on June 7, 2021. I'm humbled and thrilled to return to the Grishaverse and continue the story of these lovely characters, particularly Milo, said showrunner Eric Heiserer. The show's cast announced a YouTube video of the sun summoning. In a statement, Bardugo said, "I've been writing in the Grishaverse for over 10 years now, so I'm thrilled we get to keep this journey going. There are so many regions we haven't scratched the surface of, and I can't wait to introduce our viewers to more of the saints, warriors, gangsters, thieves, princes, and pirates who make this world so fascinating to explore. The extension of our wonderful and talented cast will be a huge pleasure, so don't miss out." Moving on, when will Shadow and Bone Season 2 premiere? Although there will be plenty of fresh source material, and we previously reported that the program had been in active development for quite some time, the official renewal didn't come until Netflix's Geeked Week, where they made a slew of new announcements. The renewal was announced alongside a video featuring the cast discussing it. It's worth noting that the video was released a day before the formal announcement. Sean Levy, the show's executive producer, had the following to say about the decision to renew it. "Both my co-workers and I at 21 Laps are ecstatic to learn that the fans worldwide will be able to continue their discovery of the Grishaverse and enjoy the epic and original plot of Shadow and Bone. The possibility to collaborate with other creative partners who inspire us is the most rewarding aspect of our obligations as producers. Lee Bardugo and Eric Heiserer are two such partnerships. Together they are responsible for creating a world and a pantheon of characters that readers worldwide have embraced. We cannot wait to take the audience on the next amazing experience." Sean Levy's 21 Laps is now working on a Netflix output deal, which has been expanded into a first-look deal for all feature films. There are 11 feature films in various stages of development. Up next, Shadow and Bone. Who will appear in Season 2? Lee, Barnes, Archie Renault, Mal, Freddie Carter, Kaz, Amita Suman, Inej, Kit Young, Jesper, Danielle Galligan, Nina, Callahan Skogman, Matthias, Sujaya Dasgupta, Zoya, Julian Kostov, Fedyor, Daisy Head, Genya, and Dean Lennox Kelly. Pekka Rollins, Galligan, Skogman, and Head have been promoted to regulars on the show. In addition, Tamar Kir-Batar will be playing Anna Leong Brophy, Tracy's. Whelan Hendricks will be playing Jack Wolf, The Witcher. Tolia Yul-Batar will be played by Louis Tan, Mortal Kombat, and Nikolai Lantsov will be played by Patrick Gibson, The OA. Moving on, what will the second season be about? The events of Season 2 feature several moving parts, but one of the most significant reveals is that General Kerrigan, also known as the Darkling, does not pass away, and his powers look even greater. It would appear like Kerrigan will continue to play the role of Big Bad in Season 2, based on the sneak peek trailer that Netflix released during Tudum. The summary for the second installment of the Shadow and Bone series begins with the following sentence: "To preserve her country, Alina will have to choose between her power and the love that she believed would always be her refuge. There is no way to win without making sacrifices, and she is the only one that can face the incoming storm." After the episode aired, Lee gave an interview to Elle.com in which she discussed her expectations for subsequent seasons of Shadow and Bone. They stated, "Because Kerrigan's got his Shadow Warriors, and then obviously Alina has her army, I'd want to see how that manifests and how that affects her, and I couldn't agree more. It is intended that Alina's hair will become white. It would pique my interest to see how gory that is. Perhaps it will call for a significantly darker atmosphere. Investigating that possibility would be exciting. When I was reading the books, in my brain I pictured Alina's hair becoming gray, but not in a lovely flowing way. Rather, I imagined it turning gray in an unhealthy way. Following that, is there going to be a Six of Crows spin-off? Suppose you finished Season 1 of Shadow and Bone and went to Google to learn more about the Crow Club. In that case, you'll know that the main subplot is a prequel to Bardugo's book Six of Crows, and that there are 2 more complete stories about Kaz, Inej, Jesper, Nina, and Matthias waiting to be told. If viewers demand it, Bardugo hopes to see those books on Netflix soon, potentially as a standalone series from Shadow and Bone. I guess we're all forming a massive prayer circle, added Bardugo. It also relies on how the audience audiences react. Fantasy is costly. And what about the sixth crow, Wylan? He didn't appear in Season 1, however he could make an appearance in Season 2. We knew this wasn't going to be his season, Bardugo explained. He comes from a very different background than the other crows, but I'd love to see him in coming seasons. We kind of have to yoink our crows away from that in Season 1 and toss them toward the fold and beyond for their heist, Heiserer said to Collider. And I believe our club should play at least some of its home games next season. As Bardugo informs Collider, there were currently 7 novels in the Grishaverse, not counting the short stories. And because we've invented this parallel timeline, I don't think it needs 7 seasons to get through the plot. But because I'm not the showrunner, we'll have to wait and see what Eric has in mind. Next up, what about a King of Scars remake? The 6th and 7th books in the Grishaverse world are King of Scars and Rule of Wolves, Bardugo's second duology. Both books follow the exploits of Nikolai Lantsov, a very turbulent privateer prince, as described by Bardugo. King of Scars was published in September 2015, followed by Rule of Wolves in October 2016. She hopes all 7 of her works will be made into films one day. I know it's absurd to see the entire story, but I want to. I'm quite aware of how unlikely that is to occur, Bardugo told Elle.com, and I sincerely doubt we'd need 7 seasons to get through 7 volumes. It would be fascinating to see how the remainder of the narrative unfolds. That, I believe, would be a genuinely unforgettable event. In fact, Heiserer confirmed to Entertainment Weekly that he is researching the entire Grishaverse to plan the series. This contains all 7 volumes, several spin-offs, and Bardugo's several anthology collections. I believe we went so far as to get the rights to a collection of Grishaverse short stories, including Demon in the Wood, which covers a part of Kerrigan's past, he revealed, referring to a short story portrayed in episode 7 of season 1 of the program. Following that, will we see more of Zoya? Absolutely. Regular readers of the Grishaverse know that Sujaya Dasgupta's Zoya Nazialensky plays a significant role in the 7 books. Bardugo is beyond ecstatic to see her story brought to life in the form of a live-action adaptation. Author Leigh Bardugo said to EW, by the time you get to the 3rd book in the Shadow and Bone series, she begins to expose more layers, and we begin to understand her better. But the reality about her is something that we don't experience until King of Scars, until we're in her point of view, the author said. Until then, we don't get to see her as she is. Therefore, the show had the chance to construct some of those layers earlier rather than later. Finally, how well did Shadow and Bone perform on Netflix? According to Netflix, 55 million subscribers watched the show in the first 28 days. This makes the show 8th on the list of the most watched English TV shows, at least according to released Netflix statistics. This is also consistent with the obtained top 10 statistics. With a good 16,342 points garnered worldwide, it presently ranks 8th globally, trailing Vincenzo but ahead of Snowpiercer. It was also the 14th most popular first-day launch on Netflix since March 2020. According to Netflix, the series reached number 1 in 79 countries. Shadow and Bone was removed from Netflix's top 50 global titles list on May 30th, 2021. For a period, the show had a certified fresh rating of 87%, while the audience score remained at 90%. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching.